I don't understand how you buy a backup internet from someone and they don't know how to connect it to a network to make it work. That's right. That's the router providing internet to the WAN port on the backup internet. What what is it? What's it doing? What 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 happens when this fails? I tell you. Oh look, internet failed. Oh look, no more network. No more speed test. Network error. But this has service. If I plug this into this, everything comes back and it works. Well, it's not as reliable as mine, but you know, it'll eventually. Standby. Okay, maybe being connected incorrectly is why it doesn't work. I don't know. Okay, I literally unpaused the video just to do that, and I was right. So the Cradlepoint works like it's supposed to, but if you hook the Cradlepoint directly up to their Spectrum router, the way a normal network engineer would build a dual WAN connection inside a business for site reliability, well, for some reason that still doesn't work. So now I'm on the phone with Spectrum trying to figure out how to set this up the right way because they clearly aren't going to do it. I can't do it without their help. I could just rip this out and replace it with my own solution. Works great, but yeah, I'm trying to be nice and help the client. It's pretty slow too. Wow, look how slow it is. And they want to be your backup internet. Yeah, right. I'll follow this up with a speed test later from my equipment. That works way better. So just keeping you guys in the loop. I've got it hooked up the right way and still can't get the Time Warner equipment to come online. At least the way I think it should be set up. But I'm going to wait and see what they say. I'm literally no capping this because I'm literally sick of going to clients and seeing this set up and realizing it's not the right way and no one ever doing about it. I don't know why I stopped recording when I talked to Spectrum. I should keep the recording going, but it's sort of going to get really funny here in a second. So glad I'm recording this. If you're just jumping in or just want to recap so far, Spectrum's backup internet doesn't work with their own equipment. So works with just their Cradlepoint. If you take the Cradlepoint and use that as your edge, everything works fine. But if you use something other than the Cradlepoint, like the shitty Wi-Fi router that they provide you with, then yeah. I just told the guys on Spectrum that when you hook it up their way, it doesn't work. When you hook it up the correct way, it doesn't work. And so, yeah.
Okay, after I told my leadership what's going on, that you had it connected the way our tech set it up, it was not working. You connected it the correct way, and it still was not working. So they tell me that I should get you out a technician.
Yeah, I don't need a technician. I just need to know, like, you guys should have a wiring diagram and you should be able to explain to me how to connect your equipment and it should just work. In my testing so far, using your guys' Wi-Fi router, this cloud-connected Wi-Fi router, the problem is because it's not coming from a Time Warner connection, right? Because your LTE connection is coming through Verizon. because it's not coming out of a Time Warner connection, I guess your router can't connect to its endpoint to get configuration information.
Okay. So now the way it's hooked up right now is it goes from the modem, the UBI, to the Sagecom, which is your Wi-Fi router, and then from there it goes to the Cradlepoint. Am I correct on that?
Well, I have it hooked up the correct way. So the correct way is the modem connected to the Cradlepoint, right? Because the Cradlepoint is the device that does failover between the modem connection and the internal LTE connection. And then the LAN port from the Cradlepoint should be the thing plugged into the Spectrum device.
Okay, let me do some quick checking. I'll be right back with you, okay? Thank you.
Oh, wow. While I'm sitting here explaining it, now I got a blue light. So what happens?
It works around the clock to fix network disruptions and other issues before they become a problem for your business. And our U.S.-based dedicated business customer support is available 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year.
But the cellular policy isn't failing back when their modem's online, even though it's plugged in directly to the Cradlepoint. Sus. Although this is the first time I got their Wi-Fi router to go online connected directly to the Cradlepoint the way it's supposed to be. So now it's just a matter of waiting to see if the failover policy will put the cable modem back in front of the LTE connection going over Verizon.
We will keep your small business running with faster internet, reliable business phone, crystal clear HD TV, and now
Yeah, that tells me it's still going out there on connection.
on our state-of-the-art
So we'll see how long this takes.
which delivers over 99.9% reliability, so your business is always on. At Spectrum Business, we do things a little differently than other providers. For starters, we don't have contracts. That's right, no contracts, ever. So, we have to earn your business every day. Additionally, at Spectrum Business, the price you see is the price you pay. There are no added phone taxes or hidden fees for our internet, phone, and mobile service. So, no more guesswork trying to figure out how much you'll actually pay every month. With Spectrum Business, you'll know. Add all of that together and it starts to become clear that Spectrum Business is risk-free. There are no contracts, no hidden fees, no added phone taxes, and we also have a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you've got nothing to lose. Learn more at business.spectrum.com or ask your Spectrum Business representative about special offers available in your area today. Spectrum Business Internet delivers the fastest internet speeds available for the price, with no data caps or speed throttling. In fact, the most recent report by the FCC stated that Spectrum is a top-performing internet provider with the fastest, most consistent download speeds. That means you can download files faster, connect all of your employees' devices,
okay.
productivity.
It might
Plus,
not help
Spectrum
that
Business Internet
I'm not
includes a host
connected
of
into
free features like a free
the
modem,
local
a
network
domain
here.
for your business,
So let's see what
customized
happens
email
now.
address, and desktop security to help protect your networks. Learn more at business.spectrum.com or ask your representative about Spectrum Business Internet. Spectrum is America's largest phone service.
Okay, Mr. Travers?
Yeah.
Okay, I do have my leadership on the line. She's saying that it should be connected up with the UBI first, your Sagecom second, and the Cradlepoint third is what she's saying.
But
So I just wanted to
doesn't
let you know that's what she told me right now.
that doesn't make any sense, because when your modem fails, then how does the Cradlepoint come into play?
Okay, I will request that information. I'll be right back.
Okay.
Your business needs, like call waiting, caller ID, voicemail, and call forwarding.
Because none of that's correct.
Business features like voicemail to email, auto attendant, and simultaneous ring. Spectrum Business Voice also works with your existing phone equipment, as well as most security and point of sale systems. Plus, you can keep your phone number. So switch all of your phone lines to Spectrum Business today and get more connectivity and savings from the industry leader. Learn more at
So the way it's set up is it should be going from the modem to the Wi-Fi router to an LTE modem to the battery backup.
Okay.
Right now, I'm
Well-
looking on your account, and there is no LTE modem there. Am I correct on that?
No, you're wrong. I'm looking at it. There's a Cradlepoint right here.
Okay, but the Cradlepoint is the WIB.
So there's a modem, and then there's a modem. There's like a Motorola DOCSIS 3 modem, right? That's your modem. And then you have a Cradlepoint, right? So in building a network topology, what should be the device at the edge?
Okay, this is the way it should be connected. It should be connected. It goes from our modem to our Wi-Fi router to the LTE modem.
Okay, so hold on. So you say 222 a lot. There's LAN ports and there's WAN ports. So you're saying the WAN port from your modem goes to the WAN port on your Wi-Fi router, and then a LAN port on your Wi-Fi router goes to the WAN port of your Cradlepoint.
Let me verify with this, and I'll be right back with you. Okay? Thank you.
Is risk-free. There are no contracts, no hidden fees, no added.
I really don't feel like doing this right now, but I have to prove a point. I don't know why I'm the only person in the whole world that knows this, because I'm not. But I'm the one who's going to make a big deal about it.
Spectrum.com, or ask your Spectrum business representative about special offers available in your area today. Spectrum Business Internet.
By the way, it's connected the way I want it connected, which is how it should be connected. And I finally have connectivity the way it should work. So if we do this, we got Spectrum. Boom. Spectrum, please take note of this video. I'm not doing this for my health. I'm trying to help you guys out so I get less phone calls. Nah, I'm just kidding. I want more phone calls.
Internet includes a host of free features like
Okay.
free modem,
So what should happen is when I down this modem right here,
and desktop security to help protect your network.
because this modem's down, this network's still going to stay up because this Cradlepoint has an LTE connection that's feeding the WAN router, the WAN port on this Wi-Fi router, right? And that's controlling my switch.
Largest phone service provider. So it only makes sense that we also deliver reliable Spectrum Business Voice service with unlimited long distance and over 35.
Oh, look, it works. Wow.
Okay, one quick question for you.
Sure.
They're asking me that, okay, now, are you realizing that the only time that the wireless backup will even come active is when there's a service interruption in the area?
So I understand that because I own a company that builds the exact same product, only I come behind you guys consistently week after week for the last few weeks. I keep having to set these up the correct way because you guys are setting them up the wrong way. When you leave your cable modem at the edge of a network, that means it's the network boss. The network boss needs to have two connections in order for it to be a WAN failover device. The only device that you guys provide that does that is the Cradlepoint, which means that in a network topology, the way it should be configured is you connect the modem to the Cradlepoint. The Cradlepoint goes into your Wi-Fi router. That way, when there's a failure, similar to how the failure I'm simulating right now, connected the correct way, with the Cradlepoint connected to the WAN on your router and the modem connected to the WAN on the Cradlepoint. On my laptop, and I do a speed test, I can do a speed test and it comes up with Verizon's connection. If I power up your modem, it comes back up as a Spectrum connection. This is how we connect network topology. You guys have been doing this wrong for months.
Okay, let me put you on a quick hold, and I think the best thing for me to do is to get the supervisor over to talk to you directly.
Sure. I mean, I'm the CEO of a company, so I probably should be speaking to some type of supervisor.
Okay, I will be right back and get them on for you, okay?
All right, cool.
Thank you.
9.9% reliability. So
Wow, and then when you hook it up my way, it all works. I mean, it's super slow because their network's not fast like mine, but
things a little different.
that only took me 15 minutes of
We don't have contracts.
arguing with them on the phone just to find out that they don't know how to hook up a network.
Earn your business every
This is the biggest company in the world providing internet, and they don't know how to internet.
price you pay.
What does that tell you?
There are no added
Hire hackers. Don't hire these other guys, please.
phone and
It's
mobile
just-
service.
it's
So,
too hard.
No more guesswork trying to figure out
Makes my
how
life
much
too
you'll
hard.
actually pay every month. With Spectrum Business, you'll know.
All right, we're gonna wait for this to come back up. Make sure that this guy registers the WAN connectivity so it fails back over onto the correct WAN. So we go back to 600 down.
And we also have a 30-day money-back guarantee.
But yeah, now this is how this should be set up. Another quick overview. We've got the WAN coming out of the modem here, the DOCSIS 3 modem, into the Cradlepoint. Right, into the WAN on the Cradlepoint. I just downed the Cradlepoint again. Oops. Hi, how's it going? So I own an MSP in Los Angeles, and we actually come behind your technicians all the time, where you guys have installed these backup internet routers. And for some reason, it seems like the technicians are installing them incorrectly because they're not set up for backup internet.
That's interesting because with wireless internet backup, you should have the LTE modem router there.
Right. So do you know about network topology and how network topology works?
I do know something about network topology.
Okay, so in talking about network topology, let's talk about the devices that you guys deploy in the customer's environment. The only device that you guys deploy that has a dual WAN capability is the Cradlepoint, correct?
Not that I am aware of, but I understand.
So it's not a question, it's a statement. I'm telling you. I know the model numbers of all the devices you deploy. I've read the manuals forwards and backwards. There actually is no way to set up the Wi-Fi router that you guys distribute with a secondary WAN connection. That's not in the options. You can go look in manual yourself to verify. Don't have to waste my time to help you do that. What I'm trying to explain to you is that I came behind your technician, and after fudging with it for a few minutes and connecting it the way it's supposed to be connected, now the backup internet works correctly. So I'm trying to maybe word you guys up on how to do it the correct way, because I've been to maybe 30 or 40 or 50 client sites in the last few months where you guys install these and then charge the client. And then when the client goes down, they don't call you, they call me, because I'm their IT professional. And then when they call me, I come in and go, oh my gosh, who's the technician? They never do this right. And this is the same comment I make every time I have one of these clients that calls me and says, oh, I pay for backup internet from Spectrum, it doesn't work. Oh, well, when they came in, they said it's two separate networks. So I'd love for you guys to see this video that I have that I'm probably going to post online to kind of show you how to correctly set up network topology so that you can use the devices that you guys are deploying correctly. I mean, Cradlepoint was recently purchased for $3.3 billion. You're wrecking their name by not even installing the devices correctly.
I'm listening to what you're saying, but I'm just documenting it.
For sure. I mean, document it all you want. I'm going to post a video in a little bit under Xcape Inc. I'm one of your competitors for backup internet. And it's kind of embarrassing. You guys are a multi-million-dollar company. You guys can't build a network correctly. But you're selling this to business customers.
I do apologize that this is what is happening when the technicians come out. No, I am not a repair technician, so I don't have the capability of verifying the setup other than when it's actually set up and I go in and the customer contacts us, because we are an inbound call center.
Right, but so I'm contacting you as a customer and you guys couldn't even tell me how to configure it the correct way. No, you didn't. So the way that you telling me to connect it, when I disconnect the power on the cable modem, there's no internet. So that's not backup internet. That's not how that works.
That's not what the advice was that was given. That would be for if it were to be rebooted.
Okay.
That wasn't what was shared.
So what was shared was you connect your DOCSIS 3 modem to your Wi-Fi router. And then somehow magically you connect the Wi-Fi router to the Cradlepoint. That's what you guys shared.
Okay. That was what was shared, yeah.
Yeah, so that's incorrect. And I can explain it very simply.
No, I also am aware. And the reason why is because typically with our setup, we have the actual LTE modem router, and then we also have the antenna that would go to it that we typically set up for the wireless internet backup, but it looks like that wasn't included.
No, it was. There's an antenna, a nice X, and it's right here. It'll be in the video. And the antenna's there. I just don't think you guys really fully, truly understand network topology, because this is totally wrong the way the technician had it set up. And like the way I have it set up, unfortunately, is actually correct. So,
Well, I apologize for any inconvenience as far as that actually impacted.
well, so see, here's the thing. It's not inconveniencing me. I'm getting paid, right? I'm getting paid because some client went on the website and looked for network help and found my website and then called me. They called me to come down here, and I come down, and every time it's the exact same. And so I thought maybe I'd be nice and I'd share with Time Warner my experience, because I am an engineer that's been doing this for 25 years, and maybe just have you guys know a little bit more about how your network should be set up, because the way that you're doing it right now is totally wrong, and you're fucking your customers over by charging them for backup internet that doesn't work because you can't connect it correctly.
Well, I do truly apologize if the customer were impacted, but it is our understanding that it should be, and I know you're saying that the understanding, Mr. McLaren, is incorrect. That it is the modem and then it is the Wi-Fi router. Typically, what we install would be a two-device connection, and then we do plug in the LTE modem in back of that, and then there is the external antenna. And then
Right. But as from a network topology standpoint, you realize that in order for this to work correctly, you're providing your customers like a $149 Cradlepoint device that has a feature inside of it called WAN failover, wide area network failover. The way that's supposed to work is the LTE modem inside of the Cradlepoint will fail over onto the internal modem when the WAN port that's connected to the back, which goes to your DOCSIS 3 connection. When that connection fails, it'll automatically fail over on the LTE. Then from the Cradlepoint's LAN connection should be plugged into the Wi-Fi router's WAN connection, which is how your Wi-Fi router will always stay online connected to your cloud endpoint for management.
Well, thank you for sharing that information.
You're welcome. I appreciate it when every time I go to one of my client sites, they actually have their infrastructure set up correctly and I don't have to redo your guys' work. So, yeah, this video will be posted later that shows you how to connect it correctly. Maybe you guys can use it as part of your training, because this is getting ridiculous at this point. Yep.
Thank you for making the effort. But is there, and I've effectively documented it, but is there anything else, sir, that I might be able to help you with today? Because it has been a pleasure to understand what the issue is and to be able to assist and make an effort to assist with it, with providing the information and feedback.
I hope the feedback helps, because like your customers are the ones that are hurting, not mine.
Okay. Well, it will help. These calls are actually monitored and recorded for quality assurance purposes. It would be up to leadership to go ahead and further this to dispatching, so that dispatching is aware.
Yeah, because it's like a huge problem. I work in Southern California, Los Angeles, Beverly Hills, Pasadena, all over the city, and every install I've gone to in the last 3 weeks where one of these has been installed, it's been installed incorrectly.
Like I said, I am so sincerely sorry for the inconvenience associated with your customers as well as ours, but I am making every effort to correct it so that the technicians are aware, and all I can do is document the account associated with the business. And
Okay.
I've done that.
All right.
Okay.
You have a great day.
Is there anything else I can help you with today?
No, that's it.
Okay, well, continue to have a wonderful remainder of your business day, and I do thank you, sir, for calling Spectrum Business and enlightening us, Mr. McLaren.
You have a nice day.
Have a good day, you too. Bye-bye.
Well, that was a disaster, but we'll see if they actually do anything about it. I highly doubt it. Most important thing to note here is if you got one of these bad boys from Spectrum, call a network engineer friend and ask him how it should be connected the right way, so that when you do one of these, you're always online. Look at that. It says Verizon, but if I refresh it, it's going to notice that it's on Spectrum, right? And so if I, again, failover test, I unplug the modem power, so we've lost our cable connection. This guy sees that, fails over onto the LTE connection, and when I refresh again, don't make me look bad. When I refresh again and it finally fails over, then it's on Verizon. And that, my friends, is how you build a network. But I'm cell phone dude, I don't know shit.